When does a creek become a ditch? Why does it matter? Students and faculty at USF St. Pete have begun to answer this question through the lens of Salt Creek. Beginning at Bayboro Harbor, this waterway travels through South St. Petersburg, connecting Clam Bayou, Bartlett Pond, and Lake Magori, and fades out of view near McCabe Methodist Church. Salt Creek was once part of a thriving community in St. Petersburg until the city decided to change the physical landscape of the harbor, letting Salt Creek fall to the wayside with a drastic reduction of this natural waterway. Capitalizing on the economic value of the harbor in this way was the start to Salt Creek's decline. This change began a domino effect that coincided with changes within the community. At this point, it becomes impossible to separate the history of this watershed from the history of South St. Pete, a predominantly African-American community. As desegregation and the construction of Tropicana Field moved marginalized communities further south, contamination of Salt Creek increased dramatically. Today, crossing under Thrill Hill on 4th Street affords a clear view of the radical separation between Salt Creek as a part of Bayboro Harbor and Salt Creek as a part of South St. Pete. The waterway transforms from a place for luxury yachts and a waterside bar to broken down docks and mangroves littered with trash. The manipulation of this waterway for the benefit of St. Pete's upper class transformed Salt Creek into a dumping ground, reflecting the attitudes towards South St. Petersburg as a whole. The marginalized state of the creek mirrors the community in which it is found. We launch kayaks from Bayboro Harbor to make our way through the creek. This is not a restoration project. This is an observation of the reality of Salt Creek. We are not trying to fix, but to understand where the transition from creek to ditch occurs. This is a creek. This is a ditch. Nature sees no distinction. However, the words that we use to describe our waterways impact how we treat them. So why does it matter? It is important to restart the dialogue. A positive difference is made when we raise awareness of the inseparable relationship between nature and the city. The way we conceptualize and discuss Salt Creek manifests itself in the way we treat the water and its community. To read landscape is also to anticipate the possible, to envision, choose, and shape the future. To see, for example, the connections between buried sewer stream, vacant land, and polluted river, and to imagine rebuilding a community while purifying its water. Look around your community. Do you see a creek, or do you see a ditch?